Miss Layden?
Yes, come in. Are you Miss Dean?
Yes. I'm here for my appointment. Does it matter where I sit?
No, you can sit there.
Okay, thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, first things first is I want to get you to sign this confidentiality form.
Okay.
Here you go. You can read over it if you want. Just saying that whatever we speak about in here, it stays between me and you, and not like I won't go out and tell anybody or anything like that. So you can read over that if you want.
So does that mean that it stays confidential just from you, or like if I wanted to go like discuss this with my husband, could I speak with him about this?
No.
Okay.
Alright. So, what brings you in here today?
I've just been having some issues like with my family and stuff.
What kind of issues?
It's mostly with my son. He's just having a really hard time in school.
What do you mean having a hard time in school?
Well, he used to be like super involved in like his academics and in like extracurricular activities. He quit playing baseball last spring, and ever since then he's just been having a really hard time.
Okay. What do you mean by hard time? Like, is he not getting like along with anyone at school anymore?
Yeah, I mean, like, he gets along with his teachers, and he usually, like, doesn't have anyone to sit with at lunch, and I think he goes in with a specific teacher, and, like, eats lunch with him, which I think is kind of odd, because he used to have a lot of friends on the baseball team, and he used to, like, just have a ton of people that he hung out with, and now he doesn't, hang out with them anymore.
Have you noticed a change in his behavior at all?
Yeah, I mean, he's not very, like, hesitant to be around me, but he and his dad don't have the best relationship anymore, and they don't really fight, but they don't really get along, and it's just causing a lot of issues, like, in our house.
Can you describe to me some of those issues that are happening in your house?
I mean, like, we'll sit down for dinner together, and we'll ask, like, how everyone's day is, and Jonathan, that's my son, he doesn't really say anything, he doesn't want to talk about his day, he just says, like, it's good, and then my husband will, like, start interrogating him, and it just makes him really uncomfortable, and then he just doesn't want to eat dinner with us anymore, so then he stops eating dinner with us, like, even though, like, I want him there, I want him to be with his sister, and I want him to be with us, and, like, have a family, like, aspect, especially with dinner, because, like, I always had that with my family, and he'll just go in his room, and just not eat anything, he doesn't talk to us after that, and then the next morning, he'll just get up for school and go to school, and we never talk about it, we never discuss it.
Have you tried talking to him about it?
I've not really tried, just because I don't know if he's just, like, being a teenager, but, like, his grades are starting to drop, so I've talked to him about his grades, but he's only doing well in that one subject with his teacher that he really likes, but other than that, he doesn't want to talk to me about anything, but I don't know if he's just being a teenager.
How old is he?
He's 15.
Well, so if all of his grades are dropping but that one in that one class, that one teacher?
Yeah.
Is that teacher a boy or, man or woman?
He's a guy. I think he's like, I don't know, he was kind of new, so I don't really know him that well. I think his name is Mr. Davis or something with a D. But they seem to have gotten really close.
Has your son said anything about Mr. Davis?
He just talks about him to his sister, kind of, but I just think he really likes him. I think he's a really good teacher.
Have you tried talking to your daughter about what your son says?
Yeah, but she just she's like really popular in her school, so I think she just doesn't really like to associate with him, and I think that kind of gives him a hard time because he wants that relationship with his sister, but she's a senior, he's a freshman, so she doesn't really want to like be around him, hang out with the same like friend group, so.
Okay. Now, you said your husband always interrogates your son at dinner time. What kind of things does he like say to him?
I mean, he always wanted like his little boy, so he like keeps asking him why he's not playing baseball anymore. And I mean, when he was younger, he played basketball too, and soccer. But I mean, soccer was in the fall then, so now he can't play soccer because it conflicts with baseball. And he just like keeps asking him why he's not playing anymore and why he doesn't have any friends.
And your son never answers any of those questions?
He's very hesitant. He says he doesn't like the guys on the team anymore. I think they're kind of mean to him.
I was about to ask, did you think they're like bullying him for a reason, maybe?
Well, I mean, my son's like, he's very feminine. And I don't think they like that about him. But like he's always been my little baby. So I just think he's really feminine, and they don't like that.
So you think your husband maybe might have a problem with him being a little feminine?
Yeah, I think so. I just think he really wanted his son to like. He just really wanted a son, and I don't think he has that. I don't think he feels like he has that.
So have you tried talking to your son about possibly maybe liking men?
Well, I tried to bring it up with my husband, Tom, once, and Tom just got really angry, and we didn't talk for a few days after that, so I really haven't wanted to bring it up in the family. So I've just been keeping it all to myself. But I think my son may be gay.
Okay. So, and you, maybe the fact that your husband doesn't approve of homosexuality, maybe that might be why your son doesn't want to eat dinner with you guys and stuff like that, you feel?
I feel.
I don't know what
Okay. Yeah, so, I think my husband has some anger management issues too, so it's just not something that I really want to bring up to the family. And I don't want my husband to know that I talked to my son about it, because if he knows like I'm doing that behind his back, I don't know what he'll do.
Okay, so maybe we need to bring your son in one day and maybe get him to talk to you with about having your husband like in the house. Maybe he'll feel more comfortable.
But my husband's like, he gets really, really mad, and he doesn't even know I'm here today. Like, I was talking, because one of my friends, she's one of my girlfriends from high school. She's actually like the counselor at our high school, like our local high school now. So I was kind of talking to her about Jonathan's behavior, and she like suggested that I come here with you and just kind of talk about everything that's been going on, because she doesn't want to talk with me about it because like she's his counselor and we're friends, so it's really weird between us now. And she knows about my husband's like anger issues, and she's just not really comfortable with my husband
either. Maybe we need to get your husband to come in and talk. Like
that. No, that would not happen. He's not gonna come here.
Why?
He doesn't like to talk about things that are going on like in our family, outside of our family. Like his family is really religious. They like stay to themselves, and that just won't happen. Well, let's start by maybe setting some goals that you would like to accomplish with maybe like being able to talk to your son and maybe getting your husband to come in or talk to you about some of the anger issues that he might be having. So, what are some goals that you want to set? I just really want us to be a family.
What do you mean by be a family?
Because, like, if my husband has all these issues and he just gets angry at me all the time, and my daughter just, like, she's a senior and she's about to go away to school, she's going to go to college, and she won't be in the house anymore, and then if my son's gay, like, I don't know what I'll do. Because my husband, like, what if he kicks him out? What if I don't have my son anymore with me? And then I don't have either one of my children, and I'm left with my husband. I just don't know how I'll handle it.
So maybe we need to work on you maybe standing up to your husband. You think that would?
I just don't know how to talk to him.
So maybe you guys need some marriage counseling to be able to open up to each other. And
what if, like, I would just go and keep coming here? Like, I just don't think I want to come to counseling.
I mean, you could always ask.
Yeah. How do I ask him? Because he thinks everything's so good between us, and I'm just not really comfortable with him anymore. Like, we got together when we were in high school, and it was just so good. Like, I just thought I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him, and he's just so mean. He's so mean to me, and he's so mean to Jonathan, and Sarah just doesn't really care. She's almost 18, so she's by herself, you know, how 18-year-olds can be.
Well, maybe just like sitting him down when like none of the kids are at home. Say like they went out on like a Saturday to hang out with some friends or whatever. Just sit him down.
Doesn't have any friends. But his teacher, he has his teacher, so maybe they could like do something on a Saturday together.
Maybe. But maybe even if, like, once your kids went off to school, you could just sit him down before y'all leave to go to work.
I can't do that. That means I'm going to have to be with him for the next 4 years like this. What's going to happen to my son in the next 4 years? He can't be with his dad that much and, like, not have something happen.
Your neck is getting red.
Because it's staring. No, my ears ringing and it's making me nervous. Okay, we're good.
Bring it back. Stop being so difficult.
Sherwood, I mean a good client.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
My son can't live with his father that long. Oh no.
Okay. Hey, we're at 15 minutes.
Wrap it up.
Okay, well, so maybe, like I said before, maybe you should bring your son in one day, and we can discuss like what's going on with him, like, and get his perspective on it all.
Would he meet with just you or with us together? Because I think he would be more comfortable without me here. I don't know if he wants to talk about things with me.
Okay, we can schedule an appointment for your son to meet with me, and then maybe if he like gets comfortable, maybe we could have a session with the three of us, and maybe one day in the future, maybe we can get your husband in here and your daughter and have like a big family session for everyone to be able to talk about everything to each other. Does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. So now I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna type everything up for my records, and so I can remember and I can look over it before our next session. And you can go out to the front desk and make your next appointment with Sarah, the receptionist. It's a very common name, isn't it? So,
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Really nice to meet you. Lit.